Hey Skeletor! You know the Panther is really nice and fuzzy. Thank you Michael for getting me He-Man and Battle Cat, and thank you Guy and Nick for getting me Skeletor and Panther. I love these two guys, they're incredibly adorable. But I'm not talking about these figures in this toy review. I'm talking about Trapjaw 2.0 or Trapjaw Filmation, whatever your preference is.
I'm in love with a hero. I'm in love with the one who will...
Yes, we have Trapjaw, this model after the Filmation cartoon series from the 1980s. Major shout out to my buddy Rashnu. Thank you so much for getting me this guy off my Amazon wishlist. I have not gotten any of the figures from the Filmation series, so this is my first official one. You are awesome. There's a cardboard outer shell that has an image of Castle Grayskull from the cartoon series, and I think they did a great job of this. But look at him in his own box. Oh my god, he looks so incredibly cool. I've only heard like really awesome things about this figure up to this point. You can see the eyes of Castle Grayskull on the top. On the back, you can see a nice image of what Trapjaw looked like in the cartoon series. Not exactly a bio, but we do have a description about what this toy series is going to be. It says, based on the successful Mattel toy line, the animated He-Man and the Masters of the Universe debuted in 1993 and immediately delighted young fans with unique storylines and interpretations of characters that until then had existed only in plastic. Now, many years later, Mattel pays homage to those thrilling episodic adventures with a collectible line of highly detailed and articulated action figures that are true to their animated counterparts by the power of Grayskull. By the time of making this video, this figure's already been out for some time. In fact, I'm really late to the game when it comes to the Filmation series of figures that came from Masters of the Universe. Mattel is not even doing this anymore. It's actually Super 7. It does say it's for the adult collector, but I think everyone could enjoy these guys. Anyways, that's enough about the packaging. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. I want to point out, once you take him outside of the box, you can see somewhat of Castle Grayskull inside in the back. That's something that's kind of cool looking. I don't know if you can see it so well, but I like how it looks. And here is this beautiful figure. He comes with 3 interchangeable arm pieces, which I'll show each of those individually in a minute. The sculpt that's being used is very similar to the Classics version of Trapjaw that came out. He's still a cyborg, but gone are a lot of the cybernetic pieces or details that were in the sculpt from the Classics toy line. In the 1980s toy and the Classics toy, he had a skull and several different dots that were aligned on his belt. The belt itself is removable, and underneath it you can see the sculpted belt. Look at those smooth bracers with that exposed hand. Also smooth legs, and he doesn't have pieces poking out on his shin guards. And look at the jaw on Trapjaw. It's much more pointed and pronounced. He still has that little bitty hole on the top of his helmet, so if you were a kid, you could put like a piece of string in there and have him slide down into battle. I am Trapjaw. Ha 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 ha. I always loved as a kid the fact that you can move his jaw up and down like that. The joints are very stiff with him, which I'm happy about. Sometimes some of the figures have come out a bit more loose, but he came out, I think, really well. To remove his arm attachments, it's not too difficult. You got to put in a little bit of effort, and you just have to simply stick in the new attachment. This is his laser bow, which I know they were trying to include some attachments that were not included in the Classic series, but was shown in the Filmation cartoon, and this was one of them. But I think the funniest one, and the one that many fans out there were really hoping to come out with, was the fly swatter attachment. Overall, I'm loving this figure. In fact, I'm really happy with the paint sculpt that they included here. He has the same articulation as all the other Classics figures, so I'll go through it really quickly. He has movement in his head, jaw movement, roar, upper arm movement, bicep movement, elbow movement, wrist movement, which also moves inward, upper body, waist movement, upper leg movement, knee movement, and ankle movement. Both ways. Look at those evil eyes. I mean, damn, even the Filmation version, he looks really evil. Here's a comparison of the 1980s Trapjaw toy figure that came out. As you can see, there's a lot of differences between what he looked like in toy form in comparison to the cartoon counterpart. And this is a comparison to the Trapjaw from the Classics toy line. Being side by side like this, you can see the differences. Just the head sculpts alone, you can tell them apart. When you open their mouths, I mean, the Filmation version is just black, but when you look at the Classics one, you can see where his mouth was ripped apart. You can also see all of the cybernetic pieces that are included in the Classics version. If you're not aware of this, before Trapjaw was known as Trapjaw, he was originally known as Cronus. He got into a battle with Skeletor, which Skeletor blew off his arm and punched off his jaw. Triclops made him back together and made him into this cybernetic form. If you didn't know this also, the Classics toy line included different pieces where you can interchange the head and the arms so that you can make your Trapjaw into Cronus, but no one really wants that because Trapjaw is much cooler out of the two. That is it for this toy review. I mean, I really love this figure. I love the sculpt on him. I love the paint app on him. In fact, I kind of want to get some more of the other Filmation series that have come out. Rashnu, thank you so much for getting me this guy. I am so appreciative of him. With that, thank you guys for watching me in this video. If you like this video, be sure to give a like button. Also, subscribe to my channel. Check out my social media sites. Check out my Patreon site. And hopefully, I'll join you guys for another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, I'll see you guys later. Peace. He-Man, I bitch slap you! Oh yeah, and you too, Skeletor, I bitch slap you too! Oh my god, Classics version of me, I bitch slap you too! 80s version of me, where are you going?